There we go. Recording is back. All right, everyone. So tonight we're going to talk about plot goodness for your life, right? I know that probably sounds very different. Most of you probably have never heard that. Plot goodness for your life. It's all about empowering your thoughts and beliefs and empowering your life. So we have limited time tonight. So I'm gonna do a speed, go through all these slides really, really fast to accommodate our times for the moderator. So, one thing I just want to let everyone know, the Bible leaves us clues on how to direct our thoughts and beliefs for love, health, and well being. Real quickly, Deuteronomy 30:19. I have set before you life and death, blessings and curses. All that is set in front of us, guys. Life and death, blessings and curses. Choose life so that you and your children may live. Romans 12:2. And be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Proverbs 23:7. For as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Matthew 21:22. If you believe, not mom, auntie, spouse, whoever, right? Sister, if you believe, you will receive. Proverbs 18:21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue. We also sometimes we want to know what to do, how to do it. We want to know how to get to the next level. And that seems to be the thing that's most unclear. We always hear, as a life coach myself, it's easy to say, "Oh, just do this, just believe." I grew up in church and I heard that my whole time, just believe. But what if you don't know how to believe, right? What if you don't understand the steps? So when we hear different individuals, even our family and our friends saying, just do the right thing or be positive, what does all that mean when you're trying? So we want to let you know that we need to understand, all of us, we need to understand and respect the mental, spiritual, and physical laws of this universe. So many of us, we only are taught about the spiritual laws, right? And we know the physical laws that, if you get on the house, you're going to fall, right? But we really don't understand much more. And again, the Bible gives us clues, lots of clues. We just got to take the time to read through it. So, the part that you probably have not heard about is our body is an antenna. Our thoughts, our beliefs, feelings, all equals up to an energy field. So we're all walking around as a ball of energy. We always were told that, your body's a temple. We really don't even understand what that means either. But your body is also an energy field. So we are sending out positive and negative vibes all day long, whether we know it or not. That's the scary thing, because we're walking around like helpless beings. Just, we hear the word vibes a lot, right? But we don't really understand how deep it is and how important it is. Our vibes. Sometimes we meet someone and we can kind of tell, man, I don't like that person's vibes. There's something. It's the energy that they're giving off, and you are picking up on it. So the gut feeling that we have, that's all part of our energy. Okay? So I came across this and I wanted to talk about it real quick. So, how do you plot goodness? Because it's an intention, it's an intentional routine, and it's a daily commitment. You can't just plot goodness for one or even one time a day or once for the week. If you're just plotting goodness, meaning going to church on Sundays and then or 6 days of the week, you're not doing anything, you're behind the curveball. So we need to wake up every single morning, first of all, praying, giving thanks. So not always praying and asking. Stop praying and asking and begging and begging. pray and give thanks that it is done. If you need to ask for direction, ask for direction, but pray and give thanks. So, belief system, we're going to go into these, but belief system, if you think little of yourself, guess what's going to come for you? Little outcomes, small outcomes. When you're wondering why the next person, why are they getting ahead? Their belief system is a lot higher. They think bigger than you. Master your thought vibration. So again, your thoughts, those silent thoughts that you're thinking silently, you're not telling anybody about. You're just walking around depressed, you're walking around hating, you're walking around with envy, with jealousy, with strife, with fear, with worry, anxiety, all those things you're walking around. And guess what's happening? You're sending out negative vibes into the universe. So usually, what happens is the more negative you feel is the more negative results you get. Why? How? So it's because your vibes are negative. You're too low. So you need to work on that. Conscious awareness really means knowing and understanding who and whose you are. You are a child of God. That means that you have power. You are powerful, not powerless. Understand the laws of the universe. Research that on your own. There are over 12 laws. We hear a lot about the law of attraction, but the law of vibration, research that. Because for you to attract goodness into your life, you got to vibrate goodness, right? If you're planting mango seeds, you cannot expect to get oranges. It will never happen. And many of us, we plant fear, we plant worry, we plant negativity, and expect, we just want to just pray and ask, we're planting all these negative things. So we're going against God's words to think on good things. But then we want to just pray and say, well, just help me out. It doesn't work like that. There are laws that we need to obey, and God has just equipped us so magnificently with our thoughts, with our mindset to do so. Okay? Discover who and whose you are. Again, you are a child of God, the Most High. Goal setting. If you don't know where you want to go, how can you pray? What are you praying for? If you don't know your short-term goals, your 1-year goal, your 5-year goals, you got to sit down and have some goal setting. Who are you? What do you want? What do you want from life? Where do you want to be? It doesn't matter where you're at right now. Get a piece of paper and say your name, write it down, and say the life that you want. Affirmations. Affirmations are a great way in positive mental chatter. So what positive mental chatter is, something like this. I love being happy and healthy. I love being rich. I love being rich in health. Sometimes we think rich just means money. I love being rich in health, in family, relationships, right? In friends. I love being rich in just family and peace, right? A healthy body, a home. We are so rich, and a lot of times we just think of rich as just having money. And so we need to stop that. So positive mental chatter is all day long when you're walking around and you're talking to yourself and using the restroom and you're walking, you're exercising, you got that voice. There's a voice inside that's saying you're not good enough. You're never going to make it out of here. You can't do this. So that's where you have to come into play and plant goodness for your life. And you have to counteract that and say, every day I'm getting better. Every day I'm getting closer to my goals. Every day I'm feeling better. Every day I'm being a better person, a better student, a better daughter, a better son, all these things. You have to be your first cheerleader. Wait for people to be our cheerleaders, right? We can't wait for parents or siblings or friends to big us up. We have to take on that role and that responsibility. You don't have to say it out loud. You can just say it in your mind that I am plotting goodness. For me, I say, thank you, God every day I get to wake up and plot goodness for my life and plot goodness for my family, goodness for my friends and my community. So don't just plot for yourself, plot goodness also for people, your family, your friends, and loved ones, and so forth. So we make the world, the community a better place. Okay. Real quick, if you were ever asked how do you renew your mindset, and I think I'm good on time, so I'm gonna switch through. Moderator, if you will let me know if I'm, but I think I have till 8:30.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, so how do we renew our mindset, right? Because so we all are born just beautiful, awesome people, but then what happens is we have family and friends and environment and all these things that tell us all these different beliefs and limitations and all of that, and we absorb it as children. It gets absorbed like a sponge, and now we take on all the limitations that our family, they didn't mean any harm, they didn't know. Most time families, adults just think, oh, they're not even paying attention, they don't know what I'm talking about, right? So we're just kind of just absorbing all of this, soaking it up. It's like we're learning the language of negativity, we're learning the language of lack, of poverty, of you can't do too much, or just that small mentality. So you, now that you're maybe 15, you're 20, 25, right? How do you change that when all that you heard was negative? So now, you got to speak another language. So it's like learning to speak Spanish. You learned all this negativity now, and now the adults and family and teachers say, well, perform. You need to perform better. You need to get good grades. You need to succeed, right? But they don't know that you've got this thing inside you that's preventing you, that's limiting you, your mindset. So, like a computer or a phone, right? We have to upgrade our minds, but it's work and it's consistent repetition. That's the only way we learn. If you want to learn a new language, you cannot just pray to God and say, Lord, help me get the new language, and then think tomorrow, oh, this, you're going to be able to just wonderfully speak this new language. It does not work, so we need to stop it. We need to understand that there are protocols and there are systems in place for us to be better. But I won't say that part of this, the way we're taught, is really a systematic way of keeping us oppressed, right? So, that being said, now you know your mind, your little mind is like a computer. So, you've got to upgrade it. So, you got to get the affirmations. You got to plot you plot goodness for you, and you see how that programming, that limited programming, that negative programming is holding you back. Every time you think you're closer, you're like, you just feel you can't go far. So you got to program your mind, reprogram it. Okay. So quickly, we're going to talk about, I have a program that I designed called Being Alive, and it's a mindfulness and self-development approach to jumpstart your life, to live your best life. Affirmations, love, imagination, vision, encouragement. I'm going to go through really, really quick. Affirmations: you are the farmer of your garden. Plant seeds of goodness in your life daily. Use words to heal, bless, and prosper your life. Say yes to success. Wake up saying yes. Yes. I say yes to love, peace, abundance, prosperity. Say these words: love God, and love yourself. It's a team effort. You are here with God. God needs you to do his work on this earth. So quit saying, oh, you are just as important. God is the creator, but you are a co-creator. Imagination. Start to imagine what you want from your life. Daydream a little bit. Okay? Don't just wake up and just start your day. Take 5 minutes and carve out, I call it my me time. Do a vision, create a blueprint for your future, your vision board, what kind of life you want, where you want to travel. All these things are important. Encouragement: be your first best friend. You are not going to always have people to encourage you, to celebrate you, to push you. So you have to walk and talk to yourself quietly. And when you can speak it out loud when no one's around, do it. But when you're by yourself, any little few minutes that you get, speak goodness into your life. Speak and encourage yourself and tell yourself how awesome you're doing, and that you're every day you're getting better. You're not where you want to be, but every day you're getting better. And that is what I wanted to, with my short time, just give you a recap that you need to purposely, purposely plot goodness. I just love it. Plot goodness. What does that sound like? You're on a mission. You're on a mission to plot goodness and success for your life, because only you can do it. No one else can come into your brain and your feelings. And before I go, let me tell you about the feelings. The feelings always, nobody talks about emotions and feelings. Well, thoughts, one power, right? Feeling is another power. Those two combined. So when you're doing your visualization and your affirmations and your meditations and your prayer, be still. Praying is talking to God, and meditation is being quiet and hearing from God. So be still. Shut up sometimes. Shut up and just be still and feel the presence of God. Feel the love, feel the energy, because you remember you are an energy being. So feel the good vibes flowing through you. Put your hands on your heart and just feel the presence of God, your heart beating. Feel that love and peace. If you've got anxiety, worry, depression, all those things, they go away because you're in peace. Carve out time to be in peace. Your time is important, because if you're not mentally, or emotionally in a good place, you're not going to be in a good place for anyone else. So continue to plot goodness and mercy for your life every single day, couple times a day. If you can do 4 little 2 minutes, do it. Thank you, everyone.
You're welcome. Donna, thank you so much for that. You spoke so well about gratitude, which is something we should all keep in mind. And of course, the number one phrase that we can all take away from this is that we are all seeds of greatness. It is up to us to plot the greatness in our lives, and being able to remember that we are our number one cheerleader. If no one else does it, we absolutely have to. So this is the time now for our Q&A. Our participants, you can let us know if there's anything that you want to find out from Donna. If it comes to finding out more about affirmations, the type of statements you should be ingraining into your mindset, staying positive. I also love how you reflected on wealth. Very truthfully, it's something we all associate with money, but it really encompasses so much more value in our lives.
Yes. Thank you. It's a lot that we're not, told about, especially in the energy world. We always used to listen. Well, we used to always say the Rasta man was crazy, right? But we realize in the Rasta man, they have the wealth of knowledge, because even the plant-based foods and everything in their lifestyle, we're seeing like, wow. So we need to kind of listen to a few more Rasta.
Yes, it's always good to be open-minded so that we can gain more knowledge on being our highest and best selves. And I love the part that you mentioned also about energy, how important it is that it attracts, and most importantly, that it is something that we can truly sense, because we do tend to have that time when we're in certain groups or certain settings around different people, and we're just like, something feels a bit off. Is that natural? Should I be feeling this? Is this okay? And you've been able to provide some clarity on that topic.
Yes. And we just want people to just be aware that their body, they're walking around every day and you're vibing positive or you're vibing negative any given time. And so just to be aware, because if you see a lot of negative things coming your way, you just need to check your vibes. You need to check, well, hey, what's going on? And go ahead and calm. And again, remember, we were thrown into that belief of limitations and lack. We're going to get a lot of frustration. And when you pray, don't just pray for money. That's one thing I forgot to mention, because you know we're used to like pray, Lord, give me this and that to pay the bills and this. Pray for confidence. Pray for
Yes.
pray for knowledge. Pray for wisdom. Because with those in understanding, with those things, more money that you even expect, or more relationships and more resources will flow your way.
Yes, very, very true. These are the concepts that we have to keep in mind that truly add a lot of value into our lives. And also the belief system, right? And understanding that we have to keep that high. That is something that influences every aspect of our lives. And with being a youth, you're going through being a teenager, you're also going through that journey of young adulthood. And with that, you can tend to feel discouraged. You can feel as though you're trying to fit into all of these new spaces. You're even just discovering yourself. But if you maintain a high belief system, you stay encouraged, you create those amazing affirmations that will keep you positive and in your greatness, as
Right.
Donna is all about. It will see you through to your journey throughout every aspect of your life.
Yes, yes, yes.
So we do have a comment. We have Sandra White. She says, thank you, great presentation. Prayer, greatness of attracting positive energy in our space daily to enhance our growth. So I think Sandra is on the ball and she has been listening very intently with her comments.
Yes.
So thank you so much, Sandra, for that. And I think this was a great thing to start off with, so that people understand that at the end of the day, it is about us. It's about what we instill in ourselves, how we see ourselves, what we believe, what we put into our mindsets daily, that really sets the foundation of how we see every other aspect of ourselves and our lives. So Donna, you have delivered something extremely powerful and impactful here tonight. Thank you so much for your presentation. Oh, and we do have a question. Sky from Jamaica. She says, thanks for this time. Do you have any strategy that may be used to engage the youths that don't have such a positive environment, or the people around them to speak positively into them? I know prayer works, but what about something more direct?
Well, what I was saying earlier is, well, prayer is the definitely your base. You need to build that spiritual connection, but you need to start to, it's so you're learning a new language. Look at it that way. You're learning a new language. You've been speaking English and now you're being told to speak Spanish, right? Because that's what from poverty to success is. So it's not easy. You can't just learn it. You can, you have to do it over and over and over. So affirmations, when you think about things like affirmations and positive mental chatter, you're planting positive goodness seeds, I call them, into your mind. Positive goodness seeds. So it's going in every day throughout the day. So you can't just do it once a day. You need to be doing this throughout the day. So as a young person, you're just walking around and you silently thinking to yourself, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you for even coming on this forum. I'm so proud of you for taking the time to learn. I'm proud of you. Even if you don't know what to say after, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Say your name. Look in the mirror. Talk to yourself. Tell yourself how awesome. Learn to be your first best friend. That whenever someone else says something nice, that's a plus. You need to learn to be your first best friend and speak that into your. So that's why I say plot, because plotting is not easy. Plotting is a determined, dedicated assignment that you're giving yourself, that I'm going to make this happen. So that means commitment, daily commitment. You eat 3 or 4 times a day. Do your me time or your plotting, which includes a few seconds of prayer and then affirmations, and and I'm so awesome, I'm beautiful, I'm strong, I'm smart, I'm wise, and pray for confidence, pray for knowledge, so that you can get better understanding of who you are. And once you start to get that little understanding, you're gonna just gonna keep blossoming. You're gonna understand how important it is. So, but feel free to my Facebook page is Inner Vibes with a Z Consultant, and of course at Women of Culture Inc. INC, to reach out to me, and we can do something. I've done speaking engagements with the different schools in Jamaica, so reach out.
Thank you, Donna. Sky, hope I was able to provide some clarity and an answer to your question. Just being able to understand that you would have to speak a lot more into yourself so that you can feel more positive and empowered, and that will make a difference in the environment around you, despite those that are also there. So with that, we will move on to our second presenter. We do encourage persons to still continue to type into the chat and also provide your questions. So our second presenter tonight is Jerome King of Jerome King Communications, who is passionate about making people possible. She is a career educator as well as a writer, speaker, and good friend to others. She is the mother of 3 adult men, and her heritage is Jamaican. Jerome King, we look forward to your presentation tonight. Let's get it started.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Hello, welcome. I'm Donna. Everybody, nice. Now, Donna's presentation was like a warm cup of hot chocolate that just soothed my soul. I almost fell asleep the way how it was so comforting. And it was so
started
true.
Breathing.
Oh, yes, it was so true. And, without all of those things, without being affirmed, you are not able to accomplish what I'm going to talk about next. So I like the way you said, plot the goodness in your life, because I don't know about you, but from recently, I have met so many people who people have really planted some awful seeds in their lives. And now they're adults. And then I've met youth who have the same problem. They have people planting negativity into their system. And not to mention what's happening in the world now. Everybody just afraid to be happy. It is so nice to see somebody smiling, because now the masks are here, but you have to look at people's smiles through their eyes. So I am thankful, Donna, for that start, because I'm going to talk to you now about purpose. We hear that word going around all the time. Oh, what is your purpose? So the first thing I want you to write down, and hello, all the youth out there, all over the Caribbean, that this is exciting for me to be able to hopefully plant some seeds into some good ones into your life. So your purpose is not your position. Please write that down. Your purpose is not your position. But guess what? Your position can help you to realize your purpose. Your position can help you to realize your purpose. So let me get into a little bit of all of that. What does all that mean? Now, yesterday was the anniversary of my mom's death. And I was very bummed out, about it and so forth. But guess what? Today, I said, well, I'm not coming on here with no bummed out feeling. I am going to take from her what she taught me. And that's why we talk about legacy. We have to continue this legacy of the people who spoke greatness into you. So my mom I can talk about her now because she's so bashful that I couldn't do it before. But my mom, she, at like 6 years old, her parents both died. And she was like moving around Jamaica doing, following the adult children. And during that time, I mean, she wasn't going to school or anything. But guess what? She had an eye for the architecture that was around her. From that age, she was looking at how people build houses. And she was up in the rural part somewhere, doing the outside cooking and all of that. Where did she get that from? Sometimes that same affirmation that Donna is talking about is intrinsic. It comes from inside of you. So she had, because at that time she didn't even have her spiritual grounding as she had when she died. So she got excited about architecture. And during her life journey, she has just loved it. But because of her positioning at the time, she was not able to really go to school to learn it or anything like that. But this is where the God that we serve comes in. She was working in a factory, and one day, and something came over her. That affirmation, that seed that she had intrinsically planted in herself, she got up and she said, I am going to build houses. What is that? My mother was 92 when she died. So where did that come from? It's the same thing Donna talking about. It is all the vibes, all the possibilities, regardless of what. She was cutting down all the negative stuff, chop, chop, chop. And through it, she lit a candle of light in the darkness for herself. And she knew what she wanted to do, because guess what? My mother ended up being one of the first women builders in Jamaica. She built over 100 houses in Kingston, Jamaica, and an office building. And she was not a baby girl when she did it. But she planted that own seed in her own life with the covering of God. God watered it every day, God watered it every day. And here it came. Now, I tell you that story because along with positioning herself, my mother lived out her purpose. What do I mean by that? She loved people. And though not a huggy person like me, I'm a huggy person, I grab you up. She loved people. She loved to make people happy. So when she positioned herself like that in that economic sector, she positioned herself in church. And as equal to her life was church and her building. And through her building, this is what we said: your position can help your purpose. So she positioned herself, and let me tell you, that church gained so many things that Mommy built there. And they are so thankful. And Mommy is so thankful. She was very thankful. Every day she was in prayer. She was a happy person. And she passed on that legacy to us. Now, I am a different kettle of fish. You hear my name, Jerome? That's a boy's name in most places. But this is who my parents were. They wanted a boy. And back in I won't say the 19 what, they named me Jerome. And I love it. I love it because I can be just anything I want to be. My spirit, Donna spoke about your body energy, your field, your vibes. When I go anywhere, people always attach to me because I have a Jerome vibe. And that Jerome vibe is that I am so happy that I'm alive. Not everything is pretty, but most things are. So what we do, we spend a lot of time, that 5%, we spend it on not feeling good. I try to spend the 95% and help to bring up the 5%. So I pass this on to you because Donna spoke about it. Your body energy, your field. Sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad because sometimes I go out with my friends and young people, I go out with my friends, and when I go, the people give me the check to pay the money for the food because I have the vibe that is all encompassing. So I love to give it to you. So my company, Jerome King Communications, my mantra is making people possible. I love to make people possible. So let's get back to purpose now. So you notice that sometimes in your mind, you're thinking and you say, and you start to dance, every little music playing, man. You start to rock to it from a little child. And sometimes in your family, they put you in front of everybody and say, dance for your neighbors, dance for your family and whatever. Sometimes it's the purpose that God has for you coming right up. And you think is a position, but it's a purpose. Because maybe you are supposed to use that dancing to bring people's life to him. Because my feel is why I love to make people possible is that they can see God's work through me. I work hard at it. It's not an easy job because I like to broccoli like everybody else. So I tell you this to say, your purpose, you can hear it sometimes in a little voice in your head that said, I think I should write a story about birds. That's your purpose. Maybe your purpose to write a story about birds, maybe somebody having some challenges, some mental depression, something, and your little book about birds start to make a difference in their lives. Mechelle, you're going to have to touch me when it's time because I go. Okay, so now we have the voice that tells us, that little voice. And as Donna said, the little voice, listen to the good one because we have a number of voices in our head, especially when we are young, And I can remember when I went to primary school, they were building a restaurant. And I guess I like architecture and stuff too, which I do now actually. But we would go and walk past and stop and look at this restaurant building. When the restaurant was opened, there was this man with white hair and a tremendous smell coming from it. And the letters KFC. I thought I'd died and gone to heaven because not that I had the money to buy the KFC. I think we just got filled from the smell. Don't that happen to you sometimes? You go past KFC and no matter how they say it's not good for you. I know that I love my KFC. So nobody can tell me about my KFC. So as a principal of a school, one day in devotion, I said, my favorite thing is KFC. Do you know that every function at that school, they gave me KFC until I had to give it away. But I start by telling you the story about KFC because there was this man called Colonel Sanders, that white hair man that we spoke about.
Ms.
And
King.
yes, time going
Yes,
already?
yes,
Lord.
yes. You really
Anyway, let
engulfed
me
us
just
in your
finish.
stories.
Yes, so
Okay.
let me just finish the story about the KFC and I'm gone.
Okay.
But the reason why I'm bringing up KFC is because this man got purposed at the age of 65 to open this restaurant. When he was 5, he had to fend for his family. So at 65, he opened KFC. And guess what KFC is doing now? KFC has a program where they're feeding 3.2 million children in Africa. Oh my, positioning to fuel your purpose. So it's never too late to position to fill your purpose. But remember, your purpose is not your position. Thank you, everybody. Nice to be here.
Excellent, Ms. King. Thank you so much for that. We appreciate you sharing a story that is so relatable for those who do not understand or know the history of KFC, that he was able to find his purpose at a much older age than most of us would think. And so it shows us that it's never too late. Also to focus on the things that we enjoy, because there is a greater reason and purpose for it. Also, thank you for sharing the story about your mom and the importance of legacy. You understanding that what she had done in her life is also something that you can carry on in yours. And I'm sure that's something that a lot of the youth can relate to when you're going out into high school and then college. You're thinking about your parents and all the accomplishments that they had, but you can actually look at that in a positive way to say, now, what can I do to carry this legacy on?
Thank you.
Thank you. Time now for our Q&A session. If you have any comments or questions, please feel free to put them in our chat. I also wanted to say that, speaking about purpose is something that all of us can relate to at any age, but it is so, so critical for our youth, because they often don't understand what's next in my life. How do I plan it out? How can I be intentional? And with your presentation tonight, you really shone some light on that. So we have a comment from Sky. She says that, love the vibrant presentation. I'm walking away hopeful. So Ms. King, you have done some great work here tonight. You see that already. And we also have Durbal. He says, Ms. King just nailed it. The quote did remind me of my purpose. Kudos. And Sandra says, absolutely amazing presentation. So Ms. King, if there was one thing that you can say to our youth here tonight, throughout the entire Caribbean, and all of those who are on our Facebook Live right now with Women of Culture, what is it that you would share?
I would share with them, don't ever underestimate who you are. Don't ever. Nobody can tell you who you are. You are the one that plots your life. And your life is already plotted by God. And everybody who you encounter, just remember, leave a positive piece of you with them.
Love it. Thank you so much for that golden nugget. And we got another comment. Malene said, thank you so much. So your words are really, really inspiring them. Sandra says, in Jamaica, we would say it's never too late for a shower of rain. Appreciate yourself and love yourself. Positive peace. Amen. That's beautiful.
That's
Thank you for your presentation, Ms. King.
Bye and enjoy.
Yeah, so wonderful. We are now going to we're going to hear from a 3-minute, it's not long, just a 3-minute video that Verona is going to share for us. And then we are going to hear from our last presenter for the evening, everyone, who is Miss Eugenise Mompremier, and she's from Haiti coming up. So stay close. Miss Verona, if you can share that video for me. Not sure if Verona stepped away. So let me see if I can share it for you.
We have a new recruit joining the crew. Strength, no weakness.
Well, I had this from I was young. I always had this drive and I was pushing, working out. And I started off preaching since I was 3. But then one day, I made this video that went viral all over social media, got contacted from so many different places. But the whole purpose of that video was I had a cousin that was, bullied about his size and his weight. Going to school every day, was a struggle for him because every day he would get bullied about his weight, obesity. So that video was to encourage everyone out there, no matter what anyone says, you're still strong.
Strength, no weakness, middle weakness.
It's a great feeling, when I go, to different places, you have people that come up to me and say, wow, you really inspire me. The young Jamaican trainer, they call me out, so it really feels, amazing to be recognized by, something positive. Some of the athletes I looked up to growing up, Kobe Bean Bryant, a legend. Also, LeBron James, personally my favorite player. I mean, New York is all about the forces, You gotta look good in the forces, so these are very cool, stylish sneaker. It's amazing, it stands out. And guess what? What better shoe to be in New York with? The forces. Come on, this is New York style. I took so many things from my father, hearing his Jamaican dialects, from him teaching me, basketball, from him teaching me how to speak in public. I take so many things. My dad was a poet, very good at it. So I take some things from him. When I go on stage, I try to imitate. I try to emulate, many different things from him. How I walk on stage, how I address the crowd. So my dad has a big role in me being successful. And I want to thank my dad. It's always a bond. I love him to death. And we're going to continue fighting. A lot of people say, I dream of this, I dream of that. But my definition of success is accomplishing your dreams, turning your dreams into a reality. I've preached this so many times. If you're going through something right now, either bullying, obesity, somebody messing with you, never give up. Never let into it. Know yourself, know your worth, know your value. You are an amazing human being. And that person is just doing the wrong thing, something negative. Something that's not positive, something that we don't need in this world, which is bullying. But remember, stand up, fight for yourself. Encourage yourself every day. Look in the mirror and say, I am beautiful. I'm amazing, I'm strong. God made me the person who I am today. Never give up.
Right.
And that's to all the kids out there.
What a wonderful young man to when I saw him, I was so amazed. He started like he said, preaching, so young. So I wanted to share that with you all. You got to go hard for your life. You got to fight for it. It's not easy. You gotta plot. So start now, because it gets harder as we get into adulthood, right? So we are going to introduce our next presenter. Eugenise Mompremier is the Women Ministry District 5 Coordinator for the Seventh-day Adventist Church. women ministry, prayer coordinator, and liaison for the Haitian churches under the leadership of Sister Williams Mitra. She is the Women in Prayer Director of Southeastern Conference, an advocate for women and children of domestic violence, child sexual abuse, and human trafficking. She's an author, mentor, translator, and presenter. Eugenise has been working in the school system of Miami-Dade for close to 22 years. She's a former assistant director for Larkin University's health mentoring programs. She created from scratch. She has received several accolades, such as Proclamation with Senate 38, Agent of Change with Cozy Fam, and the least unsung heroes with the city of North Miami Beach, Vice Mayor Paule Villard, to name a few. Eugenise was a youth leader for more than a decade, and she still empowers young people. She is the CEO of a nonprofit called From Charcoal to Diamonds, Inc. Most importantly, she is a child of God, and her famous quote is 1 Samuel 2, verse 8. So thank you very much, Ms. Mompremier, and welcome to the forum this evening.
So thank you for having me, and good evening, everyone. All of my young people, I cannot see you, but knowing I love you already without seeing your faces. And will I be able to share my PowerPoint?
Yes.
Okay. This is funny. When you have to present after certain people, it becomes like, oh my God.
Always.
Yes. Hold on. See, where is my PowerPoint? Can you see my PowerPoint?
Not yet.
Let me go to share screen.
There you go.
Okay. Yes, it's difficult to present after so many powerful people. And Miss King and Miss Morton don't leave anything for me. But thank God, we're gonna talk about purpose again, how to tap into our purpose. In Jeremiah 1st, verse 4, God said, when you're in your mother's womb, you know who you are because He's prepared you, He sent you in earth for a reason. You are not here by mistake, young people. You are not here. You're not here to marry, eat, and die. No, there is a purpose for you to be here. And when you find that purpose, you're gonna laugh, you're gonna enjoy your life, and you're gonna be someone who's gonna help other people. And purpose is different from ambition. Write it down, please. Get your journal. Purpose is different from ambitions because your purpose is your intentions and your ambitions is your desire. Write it down, please. Do not forget. Your purpose is your intentions and your ambitions is your desire. Remember, you're born with an assignment. For you to know your assignment, you have to find a way to connect with God through prayer, like Mrs. Morton said it. As a Christian, as children of the Almighty, you have to find the purpose inside of you because guess what? Most of us we are very shy. We don't believe in ourselves. Our self-esteem is so low. We say, my God, what I'm going to do with my life? But there is a purpose. The day you find yourself, you will find your purpose. I said, the day you find yourself, you will find your purpose. When you fulfill your destiny, you find peace, prosperity, success, passions. And I'm repeating, passions. Myself, when I find my purpose, guess what? I didn't find it when I was young like you. I found it a few years ago. As a matter of fact, to make a story short, in 2000, I was dead. 45 minutes, they pronounced me dead. And when I come back to life, God sent me back. By sending me back, this is where I'm asking God every day, Father, why did you bring me back? What is the reason? What is the purpose? Young people always ask yourself, there is a reason you are in earth. Ask God, what is the reason you are here? And what is the purpose? And every day I'm keep asking same questions until I find my purpose. I'm gonna let you know later on When I finish, what is the purpose? And when you tap it into your purpose, there is something very important happen to you. You're gonna find your assignment. When you find your assignment, young people, no one can stop you. Only one person can stop you. His name is God Almighty. How to discover your purpose? To find your purpose, as I said, no one can stop you, only God. You have to find your assignment. When you find your assignment, you have to find your ability. Discover your stability. What you good at? Did you ever go to a church and you see there is no music and somebody open his or her mouth singing and you feel like you are in heaven? That person, God created that person to put peace on my mind, peace on my heart when I feel in trouble. And sometimes you see people playing music. I have, for example, I like taking him, he's on the line, you want to say, Mommy, why you took me? He's my son. That boy was like 2 years old when he stopped playing piano by himself. I say, what's wrong with that boy? If that child is playing a music for you, you can be sick, you're gonna feel like, okay, something happened to you. When he's playing piano or a flute, a clarinet, or a saxophone, you say, my God, what is it? There is a reason God bring that boy on earth, and he has to find his purpose. While he's listening, I don't know if you find his purpose yet. Honey, if you didn't find your purpose, find your purpose. What do you love doing? Write it down in your journal, please. What do you love doing? Why you see yourself passionate when you're doing it? There is 3 steps you have to do. Find your potentiality, meaning ability, what you love doing. The second one is the passion. For example, if you're cooking, do you have passion when you are cooking? When you cook, do you have passions? If that might be a step toward your purpose. Whatever you see you doing, you love doing. For example, when you see people hungry, you have a piece of bread in your hands, you give it to that person. That might be your purpose, young lady and young gentleman. The third one, it has to be pain and hunger. What hurts you? Your pain and your hunger can become your purpose. I don't know if you hear what I said. Most of the time, I become involved with domestic violence, not because I was into domestic violence myself, but I remember when I was growing up, I saw my auntie went through that, and that developed an anger, so much pain, so much, I hate it with passions. And therefore, myself, I say, you know what? You have to talk about it. You have to speak about it. Whenever somebody invites me to preach, you're gonna hear my voice talking about domestic violence. You're gonna hear me talking about human trafficking. You're gonna hear me talking about child sexual abuse, because I have a friend of mine who went through that. When she's talking to me, I feel like I'm in her place. And therefore, when you find something who put pain on you, anger, when something who hurts you, that can bring you to your purpose. For example, the same way I said it, domestic violence. If you know someone who went through that, you see that puts so much anger on yourself, that tap into your purpose. As I said, when you see yourself, young people, some of you people can say, oh, that girl is nosy. She always in people's business. No, when somebody has a problem with her boyfriend and you see yourself talking to that person and say, if I were you, I would do this. Do you know what it is? Write it down. Maybe you can be a good coach, a good counselor. This is God telling you, you are born for that. Not because you are nosy, but because you want to help people. When you, in the Bible, you remember Moses, the story of Moses in the Bible. When that Egyptian killed the Hebrew, that man was so much anger inside, he didn't know why. Because he was related to the Hebrews. But he found right there his purpose as well. That man was the one who's gonna deliver them later on. And when you step into your purpose, my young people, there are 2 things you're gonna do. You find your potentiality, you find your passions, and your anger can become for you a source to make you to know who you are. And one thing I'm gonna say to you, when you find your purpose, write it down, because when you write everything you see you love doing, your passions, the one you have more, who attract you more, this is your purpose. And one thing I'm gonna ask you, when you find your, before I ask you the questions, when you find your purpose, you know what's gonna happen to you? You're gonna know who you are. You're not gonna be like a low self-esteem won't be for you anymore. Do you know why? Because you know who you are. And you're not gonna be jealous. I'm not gonna be jealous of Miss Morgan. I'm not gonna be jealous with Miss Mechelle. Because why? I find my purpose. Because I find my purpose. Because all of us, we are unique. You are unique. I can have same organizations like Miss Mechelle. My organization has something Miss Mechelle organization won't have. Because we are unique, you will bring your own taste into it. And remember, you find your purpose by knowing who you are, by changing your mindset. It doesn't matter where you're born, where you came from. It doesn't matter who is your father, because everybody born with low self-esteem until you find who you are. When you find who you are, when you tap into your purpose, nobody can stop you. Only God can stop you. And remember, put that in your paper. When you find your purpose, you're gonna find your potentiality, your passions, your anger will make you who you are. And remember, you are beautiful. And you're gonna repeat that after me. You are, I'm gonna say to you, said I am. You are more than you realize. Repeat. You are more than you realize. You are more than you realize. And you can be anything God created you to be. Don't let no one tell you you cannot step into your purpose. Myself, it took me a few years to tap into my purpose. And when I tap into my purpose, guess what? I used to say to myself, oh, you have an accent. People cannot hear you. Why you? Guess what? I forget I have an accent. And I forget English wasn't my first language. And I sat down, I wrote a book. When I wrote the book, people look at me. When I say I have a book in Amazon, they say, huh? And I look at them, I walk with my head up. I say, yes. That's me. When you type into your purpose, young people, you work with confidence. You don't work with like you look at people down. Confidence is different when believe you are better than everybody else. No, when you have God with you, when you know who you are, when you tap into your purpose, when you know the assignment God have for you, when you know you might be here to feed the homeless, you might be here to help the woman, the battered woman, you might be here to help those children being sexually abused. When you find your purpose, you will work with confidence, and guess what? The sky will be your limit. And remember to stay on your knees, because power comes from your knees from prayer. Well, humble yourselves and remember to always give thanks to the Almighty. And thank you. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much, Miss Mompremier, for that. That was wonderful. Tapping into your purpose, everyone. You can go ahead and stop share when you. Thank you so much. Tap into your purpose. Did you guys love that? You know, sometimes we don't think about that, right, Mechelle and Jerome? We don't think about that, but it's important for us to ask. And the earlier we ask, who am I? Why am I here? Because sometimes we just go down the line when parents say, I want you to go this way, I want you to be this, right? And then we stifle who we are doing that. So if you start noticing, like Miss Eugenise says, notice, and Jerome, what makes you happy? What can you do all day? And you're like, nobody even have to like tell you to do it. You just do it. Start listening. Start tapping into you. You know, you got to get involved in your life. Your reality show. So instead of watching everybody else's reality show, you got to get involved, a little bit more involved in your reality show. And we think we're just kind of here walking around, just like whatever happens, I'll just pray about it. And if it's God's will, God is waiting on you. He's waiting on you to get involved in your life. He's equipped us. He gave us mindset. He gave us gut. He gave us energy. He gave us, you know, our words that we can speak life. He's waiting on us. So know that. Do we have
Absolutely. And I appreciate what she stated about assignment and understanding our purpose and who we are, that there's no reason for jealousy. There's no reason for comparison, which is something we tend to do so easily when we don't understand where we fit, how we fit. And I think that's a really important message for our youth to have.
Mechelle, I'm not sure what's going on, but you're all of a sudden talk about
Mechelle has an
technology. All of
echo.
a sudden you're echoing. Are you hearing that echo?
No.
I did hear it for a minute. Can you hear me clearly now?
No, you're echoing completely. But no, that's okay. So that's okay. I know we were actually wrapping up our night. I don't know. Let's see if we have any questions as I help out. Let's see, we have so many questions. Or touching and so real. Thank you from Meline. Verona says, yes, great presentation. I see a lot of wows. Individuals, talents, and passion are arrows pointing to our God-given purpose. Wonderful, profound. So very, very good. Simone says, my spirit resonates with Miss Mompremier. I'm the president and founder of a nonprofit called Sapphire Miriam Foundation. 3 words are education, entrepreneurship, and empowerment. Awesome.
Oh my God.
Charlene. So just wonderful, wonderful comments. And the goal is to pour into, to pour into everyone. And we will be, this is streamed live, but we are also recording each session. And so we want to actually tell you guys before people jump off. But before I go there, I think that was it for comments. I just want to say thank you, Miss Mompremier. I'm going to just share my screen for a minute. Thank you for leaving email address. And so I just wanted to do a quick recap because my computer was acting up early, of course. You know how it is. It does, when it's supposed to behave, it doesn't behave. Let's see. So I wanted to just have this beautiful picture up for a moderator that I didn't get to put up earlier. Just again to thank Mechelle McDonald, who's a moderator, writer, blogger, OECS, SDM ambassador, host of Vibration. I wanted you to see the picture once I introduced her and that beautiful head wrap. And then here's the flyer for our guest for tonight, myself and Ms. Jerome King. So you see, the flyer to match up, Jerome King Communications. Then, of course, Eugenise Mompremier, from charcoal to diamonds. Don't you love that topic? Just want to remind you, tomorrow night, so that you come back, tomorrow night we'll only have 2 speakers. So fortunately, we went a little long tonight, but we had 3 powerful presentations we wanted to get you started with. So tomorrow is just going to be like an hour and 15 minutes, okay? So tomorrow night, we're going to be talking about life goals, higher learning, employment prep, and life skills. So you want to come back and listen to that. And then Wednesday night, you're going to hear about protecting emotional health and wellness. Ooh. All that bullying talk, all that depression, especially right now with COVID and shutdowns and all of that. So you want to come back. That's Wednesday night. And then Thursday night, we have another awesome topic that you need to hear about: human rights. You need to learn about your rights as a human being, young, coming up. You need to understand that. And then we'll also be talking about cyber security awareness, right? We need to realize human trafficking, a lot of them, children are recruited through cyber, through TikTok, through Instagram, through Facebook, all of these ways. So you need to learn to protect yourself. That's very important. And then I just want to say thank you you can reach out to me. My name is, again, Donna Morgan, CEO, mindset mentor, self-empowerment coach, real estate broker, and all my handles, Women of Culture Inc. So that's INC, Women of Culture with a K, INC, Inner Vibes Consultant, Florida Summer Homes Realty, Caribbean American Diaspora. So these are all the ways and the hats that I wear. I just wanted to tell you a little bit about Women of Culture. It's a global outreach, right? And it's based out of Florida. So we are out of Florida, and we are all about women empowerment. We are all about youth mentorship and community outreach. And together with our global ambassadors and partners, we strive to empower families, improve poverty conditions, socioeconomic status, good health and well-being, gender equality, and climate change awareness for a sustainable world. Just want to let you know that we've got 13 ambassadors in different countries right now, and they're all on the ground doing outreach in some way. Bahamas, Bermuda, France, Germany, Guadeloupe, Haiti, Jamaica, Puerto Rico, St. Croix, Tanzania, Trinidad and Tobago, Uganda, and the United States. You can learn more about us at womenofculturewithak.org. And again, at Facebook and IG at Women of Culture. So we are just building out a global love, global networking, global love. I want to say thank you to Caribbean American Diaspora Alliance, to our partners, CARICOM, Mechelle Small Bartley. Bahamas, we had Mechelle McDonald, and we have Tyronda Glinton, president of FemSTEM. Bermuda, Minister Eugenia Robinson. Dominica, Rihanna Patterson. Dominica Dementia Foundation, Grenada. Shane Joseph is a clinical social worker. Guyana, we have Samantha Shia Prashad. Samantha, if I'm not pronouncing your name, you'll get me for it. Trifinity Solutions. Of course, Haiti, Eugenise Mompremier, From Charcoal to Diamonds. Jamaica, Anna K. McIntosh, Charlene Dixon, Jerome King, Mandingo Youth Club, Verona James, Trinidad and Tobago, Attorney Jonathan Bagan, Sasha Goddard from Trinidad, St. Lucia, Yakub Nestor, and Attorney Alberta Richelieu. So we want to just play this quick video for you. Actually, but before I go back, let's see if Michelle's, is your audio any better?
You hear me?
No, you're still echoing. Just, you did such a wonderful job, Mechelle. So, something is like, okay, you did it up, but you were awesome. I so appreciate, and we were supposed to chit chat at this point, but that's okay. I just want to thank you, and just thank everyone for coming out and for being on and for learning. And if we can help one person and empower you in any way, that's our goal. So we've had people that registered from all over the globe. This wasn't even just a Caribbean. It ended up being a global, from Africa to Canada to US to the Caribbean. So I just want to let you know that. And thank you for joining us. We want to leave you with an awesome video. And we want to see you back here tomorrow, right? Tomorrow, same time, 7 p.m. I would say Jamaica time, and then 8 p.m. Florida time, right? So that's EDT, 8 p.m. EDT. And let's leave you with an awesome video for just a few minutes, okay? You're going to enjoy it. It's from Oprah.
All of you leaving here have the potential for enormous success. There's a price that comes with that. First and foremost, knowing who you are. Knowing who you are. Being able to answer this question, who am I and what do I want? I'm asking the bigger question of who am I? Who am I really? And what do I want? I don't want to just be successful in the world. I don't want to just make a mark or have a legacy. The answer to that question for me is I want to fulfill the highest, truest expression of myself as a human being. You must have some kind of vision for your life. Even if you don't know the plan, you have to have a direction in which you choose to go. You want to be in the driver's seat of your own life, because if you're not, life will drive you. Knowing who you really are in this space and time that we embody. You must find a way to serve. Martin Luther King said that not everybody can be famous, but everybody can be great, because greatness is determined by service. Now, we live in a world where everybody wants to be famous and where we admire people for just being famous. We think being known brings us value. The truth is, all of that will fade in time. In 3 years, you won't be able to name the housewives of Atlanta. The real truth is that service and significance, service and the significance that you bring to your service is that which is lasting. When you shift the paradigm of whatever it is you choose to do to service and you bring significance to that, success will, I promise you, follow you. Service and significance equals success. Here's the key: learn from every mistake, because every experience, encounter, and particularly your mistakes are there to teach you and force you into being more of who you are. And then figure out what is the next right move. What is your true calling? What is your dharma? What is your purpose? All of you leaving here have the potential for enormous success. There's a price that comes with that. People don't always like you, and they're not always happy for you. And if you surround yourself with people who are not accustomed to your success, they become fearful. They become scared because you are reflecting back something to them that they don't recognize. People who want the best for you want you to be your best. So my greatest advice to you is to surround yourself with people who are going to fill your cup until your cup runneth over. And what I know for sure is that the biggest choices begin and end with you. Your internal big questions. Who do I want to be in the world? Be excellent. People notice. Let excellence be your brand. Everybody talks about building a brand. I never even knew what that was. When people say, you're a brand, I would say, no, I'm just Oprah. What I recognize now is that my choice to, in every way, in every example, in every experience, to do the right thing and the excellent thing is what has created the brand.
Thank you so much. You know, again, like Oprah says, people are going to hate you. They're going to hate you for just being you. They're going to hate you You know, when when they see you, they're gonna think that life is easy. They're gonna think that, oh man, what is she doing? They don't understand it's the God in you. They don't understand that you're plotting every day. You're waking up and you're plotting, you're purposely plotting your life. You're finding about your purpose, you're setting your goals, you're doing all the things that nobody really wants to do. It's work, but you are benefiting from it. So don't stop. No weakness. All right. So we want to thank everyone. And this was an incredible evening. And we will see you back tomorrow night, same time, same place on Zoom. It'll be much shorter because we only have 2 presenters tomorrow night. But you know what? This time that you're getting this information, we're making future millionaires right now just with this mindset shift. So it's worth it. So don't think, oh, you could be watching somebody else's TikTok videos, somebody else's reality show, but no, you are different because you realize your greatness in you. You just needed us to kind of help you to tap it a little bit, tap into it, tap into that greatness, tap into the God within. The Spirit of God is within you. You are great. You are seeds of greatness. And we want to keep up with everyone, and you'll have to tell us how awesome you're doing, and feel free to reach out to let us know, what hurdles, because it's not easy. Like I said, it's like learning another language. So it's not going to be overnight. If you feel the fear, you feel the worry, acknowledge it, and then work on the breathing, work on your me time, say things to yourself. Goodness and mercy follows me. Goodness and mercy follows me. Fall asleep with that. Goodness and mercy follows me. Instead of the worry and what's happening tomorrow and who's talking about you, don't ever fall asleep in that space. Fall asleep with love. Be excited about what's coming to you, and you will see the shift that you want in your life. So I want to thank you, and thank you, everyone. Thank you, presenters and partners. Before I get carried away again, have a good night, and we'll see you all tomorrow, right?
Yes, thank you. Have a good night as well.
Good night.
And thank you, Mechelle. Great job.
Thank you. Not sure if you can hear me.
Have a good night, everyone.
Have a good night, Miss King.
Find something you love to do. Do it every day. Be obsessed. Balance can come later. Use your imagination. Put pen to paper. Declare your intentions. Set small goals. Knock them off, set more goals.
You have a lot of potential as a child, but none of that is capable of manifesting itself as freedom before you become disciplined.
Build confidence. Grow a deep belief. Outwork people. Play the long game. You don't have to be the chosen one. The secret is to build the resolve and spirit to enjoy the plateaus. The times when it doesn't feel like you're improving and you question why you're doing this. If you're patient, the plateaus will become springboards. Finally, never stop striving, reaching for your goals until you get there. But the truth is, even when you get there, even when you get here, standing on this stage, it's the striving, fighting, pushing yourself to the limit every day that you'll miss and you'll long for.
If you want to be a grocer or a general or a politician or a judge, you will invariably become it. That is your punishment. If you never know what you want to be, if you live what some might call the dynamic life, but I will call the artistic life, If each day you are unsure of who you are and what you know, you will never become anything, and that is your reward.
When you grow up, you tend to get told that the world is the way it is, and your life is just to live your life inside the world, try not to bash into the walls too much, try to have a nice family life, have fun, save a little money. Life can be much broader once you discover one simple fact, and that is everything around you that you call life was made up by people that were no smarter than you.
How many of us, I wonder, can recall that childhood moment when we experienced happiness as a state of being, that single moment of untarnished joy, that moment when everything in our world, inside and out, was all right.